So what if, like probably like tomorrow or later.
So that was a fucking lie.
Yeah. I know. Hold up, just roll the clip, please. Oh God.
Hey, yo, look who fell asleep first.
Prank him, John.
You already know. Yo!
Whoa, wait, not that clip, The other clip. You know, the intro, not the clip where I'm talking about. The other one.
Y arriba yo, mi papá y la chona.
Naruto and Assassin's Creed, both of the most popular series in their own right. Both have been respected from the past, present, and future, and others by their fan base. People say that they're the best in their own series, difference being that they're both from separate genres of media. For example, Assassin's Creed's in games, whereas Naruto's in manga and anime. Now, what am I getting into this where comparing and contrasting Naruto and Assassin's Creed? Well, there's a reason for that. Both have similarities. For example, the Senju clan versus Uchiha clan rivalry and the Assassin's Creed versus Templar rivalry as well as that. They introduce a species, an alien species, which is basically the Isu and the Otsutsuki clan in the future series. Well, I mean, more like the comics for Assassin's Creed, but you get the point. They introduce a alien species that legit was in the future of the series. Now, why am I saying all this, even though they're not very similar? I just thought it'd be a good idea because I just like the fact that I love both series. Let's be real, they're both great and all that. Now, this is going to be a what if. What if the Assassin's Creed universe collided with Naruto's universe? Yeah, you heard me right. It's not what if Naruto joined the Assassins, or what if the Assassins found Naruto, or vice versa. Well, there's a reason for that. I'm not going to make a what if saying that, oh, all of a sudden Naruto joins the Assassin, became the second coming of Christ. No, I'm not doing that. Reason being is the fact that it's boring, and I don't like boring storytelling. No offense to the people who actually do that, but more I despise the fact that you're turning Naruto into this Gary Stew and all that. There's not real tension and all that. Now, as much as I want to go in and just already place the story of Naruto and basically like tell the story and all that, really, I just don't want to really do that because for me, it's really going to just take long for this what if to just say, oh, what if Naruto was like an assassin and all that, and he became like all this, and we have to retell the whole story in a different perspective and another version of events. Now, here's the thing about it is I'm going to change it where instead of we just focus on Naruto, we just focus on the assassins before Naruto. If that makes sense for you. Now, I'm not making them Desmond Miles. Heck no, Desmond Miles wouldn't be for another video, probably in the future. But for now, we're focusing on other assassins rather than Naruto. I know, it's weird. Reason being is the fact that I just thought it'd be a really, really cool concept instead of just focusing on Naruto, which is focusing on Naruto's universe and what will happen if the Assassin's Creed universe actually collide with Naruto. Not like it's going to happen. Now, how are we going to make Naruto's universe basically like collided with the Assassin's Creed universe is really up to debate. Let's just say, oh, Kishimoto basically got hired by Ubisoft, and then he pulled out this idea of the Assassin's Creed and Naruto should collide universes, and Ubisoft said, yeah, sure, whatever, just do whatever the heck you want. Or Ubisoft actually created Naruto, therefore making the Assassin's Creed. It's all up to debate. I really don't want to think about this too much. We're just saying the Assassin's Creed universe basically collided with Naruto's universe. Now, up that said, I could just pull out some rules and saying that the reasoning, what are the rules of this what if. I really don't want to because it really is going to take 10 hours to explain. I'm just going to say this: some assassins are not going to be involved, or other assassins and other Naruto characters, my bad, Naruto characters basically say, "Oh, they're not involved too. Basically, they don't exist," and removal of some characters that don't really affect the plot. Like, sorry, you're not gonna see like some assassins like I believe Ju Shan and all those other guys, plus Naruto characters that basically doesn't matter in the plot, like filler and all that. Not to mention some change for some Naruto characters and some Assassin's Creed characters. Like, I feel as though some changes need to be necessary to order to fit the plot of the series and the timeline. For example, which is make this one character, let's just say with this one character, like, oh, his power level can become stronger than the original timeline. Like, you're not going to see some assassins like get like, what's it called, get like some swords and like, bows and arrows just to fight like people with chakra and Madara and all that. So there's gonna be some power scaling differences and also some changes in story and background, and basically like a little bit of changes in some characters. Like, I don't want it. I just wanted to make a little bit more sense and clear up some plot holes for both assassins. Now it's going to be complicated, of course, but eventually you'll get the point. And if you don't get it, then I'm sorry. I don't know how to explain it really. So enough said. It's cool with y'all guys. Anyways, now let's get right into the video. So our story begins after the War of Garden Eden and the Great Catastrophe, basically almost destroying Isu and humans. So after that Great Catastrophe happening, and plus the war raging on both sides, they decided to do a peace treaty where finally they want to rebuild and basically try to, give each other equal respect. Isu recognizing that humans are now their equals, and humans recognizing that Isus are not are no longer as terrible as they seem. But in all reality, they just don't want to start another war, you know. Now, as before they want to stop another great catastrophe, they decided to create something called the chakra tree. Now, there's a reason for that. It's the fact that they don't want to start another great catastrophe happening, because the great catastrophe happened because a lot of shit go down, and a lot of terrible stuff go down with a great catastrophe, almost killing both species. So to prevent that happening, they created the chakra tree by mixing it with the chakras in this earth, the chakras that made from the humans and also made from the earth. Also using Isu artifacts to like enhance it to the point that so they don't want no one to like basically touch it and eat it. However, and behind closed doors, Juno, of course, being the scheming person that she is, she decided to pull a fast one and try to create experiments to create another version of mankind that basically the Isu could use to try to also control humankind as well. All experiments failed because Juno, I mean, she is a smart person. However, she is not a perfect genius that she is. She legit has so many failed experiments. However, one failed experiment stood out for the rest was Quagga Otsutsuki. Now, she was she was a failed experience of Juno, as Juno's going to kill basically Quagga. Minerva and Jupiter came and intervened and found out what Juno was doing, and Gina was trying to basically try to defend herself, trying to fight back and all that. However, the might of Jupiter and Minerva were just too much for her, and she basically was sealed and imprisoned. Now, after sealing and imprisoning Juno, they found out Quagga's existence. Now, Minerva pleaded with Jupiter, saying that, oh, we should kill off Quagga, considering the fact that she was the creation of Juno. However, Jupiter disagreed, because for starters, she was a baby. Like, they don't want to kill like Jupiter doesn't want to kill a baby on his hands. And number two, he doesn't really think that Jupiter Juno's sorry my bad Juno's influence will go onto the baby, because there's no way of knowing that Quagga would know about Juno in general, and plus probably the Isu in theory. So Jupiter told Minerva that basically they should like basically create a new species just for Quagga, so she wouldn't be alone, and she wouldn't question about basically theory of the theory of the Isus and all that. Now, Minerva agreed, and they basically created the Otsutsuki. However, 30 years later, they ba- basically Quagga went back to Earth, not knowing that Earth was technically her home place, only to find out that there was a civil war happening with lots of humankind and all that. And what's worse, the Isu did nothing to prevent these civil wars because number one, the Isu doesn't care, and plus innocent innocent lives were at stake, and basically the Isu were like, "Yeah, we don't care." Now, Quagga pleaded for the Isu to say, "Yo, this is not right. We need to save them." However, the Isu disagreed, saying that no, humans chooses their ways, and they choose violence. They choose violence. Go ahead. If they're going to go extinct, they go extinct. So Quagga has no choice to basically eat the chakra fruit from the god tree, which is the what I said about basically they created the Isu created the god tree that had Isu artifacts and also lots of chakra. Now, this is the kicker though. When Quagga uses the infinite Tsukiyomi, she didn't also like put most of the humans in infinite Tsukiyomi. They also made the Isu race extinct. Therefore, there is no way that the Isu could survive. Now, the same thing goes in the same story. Quagga releases some humans so they won't like go extinct and all that. Now, fast forward about 27 years later, we see a girl humming, right? She be, she been humming. Four mercenaries walk up to her and say, "Yo, what's up? Mm, what's up, Malaka?" Well, we already know where this is going. So basically, the girl just basically hops down from the roof and basically wanted to throw hands with the mercenaries. The mercenaries said, "Where's my? You need to owe us something. Your friend Marcos needs some money." Now, if you probably some Assassin's Creed fans would not know this, or probably Odyssey fans. Well, I'm gonna just say this. Now, the girl basically sighs and said, "Okay, look, my friend has nothing to do. I have nothing to do with my friend, and they will pay you nothing." Now, the mercenaries say, "Oh yeah, but you have a bounty on your head, so we're gonna do about it." So basically, all we see is this this girl basically going to get jumped by four mercenaries. That says, "Oh yeah, we're gonna beat you up." Now, those mercenaries didn't know that she was also a Mystios, which is like a basically a bounty hunter mix of mercenary, basically like can throw hands. Now, as they were throwing hands, is the fact that a she solos the four mercenaries. Now she didn't kill them; she just let them leave to send a message to the guy named the Cyclops, who legit hold a bounty on her head. Now, here's the thing about it: it's the fact that she went up. She went up and she basically said, "You know what? I don't care. I go up. I go talk to my friend Marcos." Now, before that intervention, little thing to happen, there's this girl named Phoebe, right? Phoebe is like basically say, uh, yo, uh, Cassandra, right? That's her name, Cassandra. Yeah, Cassandra basically, I mean, not Cassandra. Phoebe says, "Oh, yo, I gotta tell you something," and Cassandra said, "Yeah, what's up?" Uh, basically, there's these four mercenaries coming after you, and then Cassandra said, "You're a little too late, but okay." So there she was basically talking to Phoebe and say, "Yo, where's Marcos? You know, the guy who needs to get money, right? He needs to owe money for the what's it called? The mercenaries and the Cyclops." So she said, "Oh yeah, fine." Basically, yeah, they need they need they need to find Marcos, right? So Cassandra basically goes up and tries to find Marcos, and then they found Marcos at his house making a wine store. I don't know why he's making a wine store, just getting more money. Well, I'm just joking. He's actually just providing for his family. Because no, Marcos is basically like adoptive father for Cassandra. Cassandra got pissed off concerning the fact that she was like finding out that basically Marcos kind of took some kind of scammed the Cyclops so that they could like get a normal life. But however, the Cyclops like legit found out about it, and basically Marcos's head is getting a bounty plus the Cassandra again. Now Cassandra is about like what's kind of annoyed about this because number one, she been protecting Marcos, her adopted father for a very long time, plus Phoebe, her adopted sister as well. So basically, she's kind of the person who carries the whole team. She's the one who's doing the bounty hunting and basically learning how to fight. Now we get it. Now Marcos is like saying that I know I've been a nuisance for a very long time, but listen, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry, but we had to like we I'm sorry I couldn't give you the right relaxed style. I'm just saying, yo, the reason why I did this is because I want to have a better life with both of y'all, with my as my daughters. And then we get a flashback where Cassandra, basically as a little girl, like around 7, she was like basically like scared, basically like was in a boat escaping from something or someone, and then until she lands at Kefalona, which is the place that she lives, is like a little island, and then Marcos basically found her and said, "Oh, I could, I could like basically have you at home," because he felt bad for a child that is basically starving and how and basically terrified of being alone and all that. So Marcos basically kind of adopted her, but not really. Now, another few years later, they found out that Phoebe was also in the same situation. However, her family was murdered by the Cyclops. Now, all you have to know is the Cyclops is a bad person, and Marcos, Phoebe, and Cassandra are trying to have a better life. Now, Cassandra remembers all that. She said, "Oh, okay. So what do we do now, Marcos?" So Marcos basically said, "Yeah, we're gonna steal the Cyclops' obsidian eye because they will sell a lot of money in turn." And then Cassandra at first was kind of troubled by this, and then Marcos decided to use a little bit more convincing thing, saying, "Oh, come on, it's not that bad," and all that. So basically, Cassandra hesitantly said, "Okay, we'll do this, but if something bad happens, it's basically on you, Marcos." Now, Marcos basically had a plan that basically says we break into the Cyclops' house where the obsidian eye is at, and basically they dip and try to sell the eye. Now, as the plan proceeds, Cassandra goes in and she basically tried to she got the eye and all that. Basically, what happened was she met a man where she she basically like she was not intimidated but more like saying that, "Oh, what are you doing here?" So the guy who basically was there is named Abidinor, right? So Abidinor was supposed to negotiate with like the Cyclops. However, he was backstabbed and his assassins tried to assassinate him. But and then he was trying to like return the favor by sending his troops. However, Cassandra killed his troops and the Cyclops' troops. So Epidner was so impressed with the fact that he wanted to hire her to assassinate the Cyclops. So he made a deal with her saying that, "Oh, if you kill the Cyclops, I'll give you money." All right, because like she is a Mystios, mercenary mixed with a bounty hunter. So basically, she she's not interested. However, not interested because she has the eye and everything, and Abidir Nor knows her reputation as an eagle bearer because number one, she always had an eagle that basically gives her the sight to see almost anything. Now, here's the thing about it: it's the fact that El Bidonor literally says that, "Oh, okay, so basically you're not gonna do my job. Okay, fine. I really don't care. But if you want anything else, just contact me, and that's pretty much it." basically Cassandra, as Epidaure was about to leave, he sees a guy basically wounded, saying, "Sir, can you help me, please?" Epidaure said yes, and he kills the man with his sword. Yeah, I know, pretty brutal. Now he even like looks at Cassandra and said, "Normally I let others do my dirty work for me, but this is a little bit acceptable." And Cassandra, filled with disgust, literally thought to herself, "That man is the demon." Now, fast forward, she basically went with Marcos and basically tried to sell the Obsidian Eye. No, but until the Obsidian Eye, however, they couldn't have any buyers for the Obsidian Eye because people believe it was a fake. So, so Cassandra talked to Marcos to say, "Well, that was a waste of our time," and Marcos basically like was defeated, basically saying, "You know what? We're dead. There's no way we can get off this island, and there's no way we can have a perfect life for all of us to have." And Cassandra got basically like now determined and angry replied, "No, he's going to kill the Cyclops to get the bounty on his head to get the money so they can get out of there." Marcos basically said, "I don't think it's a good idea because number one, basically he's a tough opponent to beat. Like he's literally one of the best things ever." Now, what I didn't tell you how he got his name from the Cyclops is the fact that Cassandra literally threw hands with him and basically took out his eye. However, it left Cassandra badly wounded and injured. So it was basically kind of a death wish. It was kind of like a 50-50 thing. So basically Cassandra said, "Don't worry, I'll try to kill the Cyclops and we can get out of this island together." And I said, "Okay." So, and then as they're about to leave, Marco said, "Be careful, all right? I don't want nothing bad to happen to you, all right?" And then Cassandra said, "Don't worry, I'll take care of myself, and I promise we'll get out of here." So, so basically, as Cassandra was going to go to the Cyclops' other hideouts, she saw the Cyclops basically drowning an old man, and it basically saying that basically drowning old man because he thought he was making fun of his name, but all in reality he was just telling a story. It was about a story about a Cyclops that basically took that guy's wife. Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, pretty funny. That's what actually happened in the games. Now, this is what happened. Now, as as the Cyclops basically drowned a man, Cassandra appeared out of nowhere and said, "Yeah," basically said the Cyclops said, yo," like basically saying, "Yo, you're looking for something?" No, Cyclops basically pulls off his eye. Cyclops said, "Yo, give me my eye back." And then basically like Cassandra said, "Yeah, you mean this eye?" Basically shoved it up to how should I say it without getting? I mean, I'm already demonetized because of the freaking my intro, but I'm gonna just say a goat's butt. Yeah, yeah. Cassandra basically shoved up his eye to the goat's butt. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna say that really. And so basically, the Cyclops basically got mad. He said, "Yo, kill that person. I'm not that person. Kill Cassandra." However, Cassandra ready up, pulls out her spear and her sword basically ready to throw hands with the Cyclops. However, the Cyclops kind of knew that she's not really good with multiple people at once. So Cassandra decided. So he tried to pull off a formulated plan where they can surround Cassandra so she won't escape. However, Cassandra basically outsmarted outsmarted them, their way of thinking, trying to keep some distance off of them. Now, and then Cassandra used her eagle's name is Icarus. Icarus basically like distract the Cyclops and everything else. Now, as they were distracted, Cassandra pulls out her trusty spear and basically said, "Now is my time." And she basically like threw her spear towards one of her soldiers, basically somewhat teleporting. Now, you already know this is kind of like the flying Raijin. I'm going to say the basis of the flying Raijin. It's not flying Raijin, flying Raijin. It's still going to be like, it's not going to be Toby Rana's flying Raijin or Minato's flying Raijin. It's going to be like, it's going to be like basically like the basics of the flying Raijin. It's not going to be flying Raijin. It's just going to be flying, somewhat flying Raijin. Now, basically, she kills every single person including now the Cyclops. Now the Cyclops is trying to run away and saying, "Yo, you could get a lot of pay. I could pay double if you let me spare." However, Cassandra said no because she still remembers the time that Cyclops basically kills Phoebe's parents and basically caused their pain. Now, caused their family pain. My bad. Now, as the Cyclops was about to die, he laughs. He basically said, "Oh, you really think so?" Like it's just the curse of power. It's like once you're a part of food chain, go if people will go after you, Cassandra. No matter how much protection you'll get, people will always come after you until the very end. Now that's called foreshadowing right there, right? I'm just gonna leave you that, and then basically and then basically also said, Cyclops said in the end, no matter how strong you get, no matter how powerful you get, you'll always be alone until the very end. And then basically Cassandra kills the Cyclops and he dies. Now Cassandra walks away and helps the old man if he's right. The old man says, "Yo, yeah, I'm all right." Now Cassandra said, "All right, so what's your name?" I said, "My name's Barnabas." Barnabas, yeah, basically the guy is Barnabas. So basically, the old man Barnabas said, "Yeah, thank you. So what is your name?" Oh, Cassandra said, "Oh, my name is Cassandra." And basically, they kind of basically became friends and said, "Yo, if you need anything or if you need crew and a ship, you got me." So yeah, so Cassandra was like, "Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, thank you." Now she basically like helped the basically Barnabas to like get his crew back and also the ship. Now, as she was doing that, she actually got back and basically like, took evidence of the Cyclops, like basically I don't know, like a souvenir, like his head or basically his hand. I don't know. Basically evidence that she basically killed the Cyclops. Now she basically like tries to she basically cashes in her bounty for Epidionor, the guy who literally got backstabbed by uh by the Cyclops. And then Cassandra got the money, however, it's not enough for her to base it's not enough for basically her family to get off the island only for her. Now she basically said, "Okay, how do I get more money?" Or did basically saying, "Yeah, I want more money, please. Like, is there any more bounties I can do?" Now, basically, Epidemic says, "There's actually two bounties you can do for me." Is basically she gives them the map of the what's it called? The map of Naruto, right? The Naruto map where it says the five great nations and all that. Where yeah, basically Kefalonia is like somewhere out there, right? And he said, "All right, so there's two bounties. Number one, you have to kill a guy who's basically like this general for an army who's going to start a war. Now, this is not the Great Ninja War. It is not going to happen yet. It's not going to happen yet. Great Ninja War is not going to happen until later on in the series. There's gonna be a war happening, right? And basically, there's this guy named the Lion of Sparta, which is like no, no, his name no, he was the wolf. Yeah, yeah, the wolf. Basically, the wolf of Konoha. I'm gonna say not Konoha. Konoha has been created yet. Basically, let's say the wolf of fuck it, Sparta. Because like for now, because like there, I don't even think there was another nation who was like in another nation than the five nations that I know of. Unless I'm wrong and I'm stupid. Now there's a war going on happening with Athens and Spartans. Now Now there's now again the commander. I mean not the commander. Yeah, the commander is basically the wolf of Sparta. Basically, he's leading his army to kill off the Athens. And if Theodore doesn't like war, well, he says he doesn't like war. Uh, he basically says he wants to kill him off. Now, Cassandra basically is in shock because she knows that person. I'm not gonna say where. I'm not gonna say late because it'll be more later. All right, but there's another bounty that Epianor also wants. Is these two other people? They're brothers, right? And these two brothers are been stated to be having unnatural strong power to the point that basically say like they're like basically overpowered and all that, and they're basically like this gods that cannot be touched, and basically like they're like almost invincible. And that man is like those brothers are Hagoromo and Hamura Otsutsuki. Now, those two are like basically high in the bounty considering the fact that they were like powerful and there's a lot of people who wants hits on them. So Cassandra agrees to this and she said, okay, fine, I'll kill the wolf of Sparta. I think I'm saying it right because I haven't played Odyssey for like what ages. Yeah, basically that. Hold up. Yeah, basically saying that I'm gonna kill off the wolf and I'm gonna kill off Haguramo and Hamura. Basically, I'm gonna kill off those guys, and then she said, and then basically she said, "Oh yeah, also what I get for a return." She said, "Oh yeah, you get a lot of money, basically like enough for your family to get off this island and everything else." She agreed, and she basically goes off and tries to find the uh the one and only Hagoromo and Hamura and the Wolf of Sparta. Now, the thing about it is the fact that she met with like the guy she saved, Barnabas. Basically, she said, "Oh, yo, Barnabas, can you like help me and basically get to another place and location?" He agrees and basically said, "Oh yeah, why are you hunting the wolf of Sparta and Haguramo?" And then we get this scene right here. Now I'm gonna play this scene right here and roll the clip.
Vater? Oh, my baby! Cassandra! Cassandra!
Get me to Megaris. Now.
But I don't understand. Of all the places under Ilios, why risk our necks to go there?
The Wolf of Sparta is my father.
So basically, after that montage, we basically see her at trying to go to that island. Basically the basis of the head and leave Konoha, and basically trying to assassinate the Wolf of Sparta, which is her father. Now, right before she kills her father, she somewhat becomes hesitant. But however, the more real reason why is the fact that uh, she uh she finds out that the battle of one clan and the other clan basically gonna fight together, basically causing a civil war at that said island. Now she has a choice between joining the Athens or the Spartans. Now obviously going to join the Spartans because a she needs to assassinate basically the Wolf of Sparta to get money, or B, and B, basically find out if she found out that they have information about Hagoromo and Hamura. So basically, she sees it as finding out where to find them. Now, right as she right as she's about to do it, she finds out that she has a half brother, you could say. Oh no, my bad. Adopted brother. I didn't mean to say that. Adopted brother, right? And he basically like is basically showing off to say, "Oh, basically like, oh yeah, that's my dad. Yeah, the Wolf of Sparta is my dad and all that." Now, Cassandra gets a little jealous because she was like basically like the face of her family because she was a great daughter to them. I mean, what was because she was about to die from the cliff. But anyways, she basically gets jealous, but she won't let it go. Let that bother her. She needs to fight. Now, right after the fight, they won. Spartans win with no diff whatsoever because Cassandra has that OP ability that's basically the basis of the flying region. Now, sure, there was some struggles. She was struggling with some mercenaries too. I didn't mean to say solo. My bad. Uh, Basically, she was throwing hand with some mercenaries who helped with Athens, but of course, she prevailed. Now, after the war was over, she went up to meet the Wolf of Sparta, right? And then the Wolf was like, "Oh, you're a great warrior," until she and said, "Oh, reveal your helmet," because she was wearing this helmet, right? She reveals, she takes out her helmet and basically reveal herself as Cassandra. Now the wolf was kind of like shocked and said, "Cassandra, how do you survive? How do you survive all this? I threw you off the building." And they said, "Yeah, you threw me off for what? For for your beliefs and all that." And she got mad. She was about to kill the wolf, but she said, "Vengeance is not honor." And she even says that, well, there's things that are worse than death. Now, as before that, as before the what's as before that, the Wolf of Sparta or Leonidas basically like said, "Oh," basically was about to leave. Basically, he said was, "Oh, I need to tell you something. I'm not actually your father. Yeah, yeah, your mom basically like, oh, basically got with another person," and she was shocked by this. She was taken aback by this, and then and then right and then right before he was about to leave, Cassandra asked one more thing. What I need to find these people called Hagoromo and Hamura, right? And I need to assassinate them for my new family. Please, I need I need that money. All right, and then of course, the Wolf of Sparta or Leonidas basically said, "I agree, fine." So basically, what happened was they're at a certain point of direction, a certain point in the certain point. Fuck. Basically, they're somewhere at the hidden leaf. Well, base is the hidden leaf. Yeah, basically like that. So what happened was they that Cassandra basically like goes after Hagoromo, right? And then she found Hagoromo, and then right as about to assassinate him, Hagoromo basically says, "Wait, don't kill me, please, don't kill me." And then she realized that Hagoromo was just a chill person, like he was actually helping people to survive from other places, from the wars and all that. The thing is, and then she was kind of shocked by this. She was like, "Weren't you? Did you do something bad and all that?" And he was like, "No, I would never. I would never hurt a human. I just think they're really good people." And then Hamura basically said, "Yeah, we're just keepers and all that. We're just helping them, healing them." Cassandra basically she's not going to kill them because one is kind of like, well, just like she was kind of lied to and all that, but not not to mention she didn't even kill like the she didn't kill like her well, technically stepdad if you think about it. Uh technically yeah, it was stepdad. Yeah. Take basically not kill his stepdad and is not gonna kill Haguro Hamura, right? However, she was taking a bet that they had powers that is beyond her comprehension. For example, they had a thing called chakra, right? Now, the thing about this is everyone in this world have chakra. It's just the thing is they don't know how to use it. However, Hagoromo and Hamura someone know how to use it. They're trying to make the basis of like the use of chakra and all that. So they go in and basically somewhat trying to perfect the art of chakra. Now, Cassandra was like shocked and saying, "Wow, how do you even use this ability?" And then Hagoromo kind of teaches her to use chakra, like not to the extent of like using Henstein, so like the fire style and all that. Not too advanced because like we're not in that period yet. We're more into the period of like pure weaponized chakra. So like enhance like chakra more gives her more speed and everything. She could like basically do a lot more things with her powers of chakra. Now, she basically like thanks Hagoromo because he somewhat trained her to learn chakra. Now, she didn't learn it like outright. She didn't learn like 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 one whole day and all that. No, that's just stupid. Why would you learn for one whole day? That's literally unrealistic. And she was trained by Hagoromo like about, let's just say, 2 to no, I would say 5 to 8 months. Yeah, that's a little. Yeah, that's like a somewhat of a prodigy. I'm not gonna make her into like this OP prodigy person who gets it in 1 second and just be like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm gonna like throw hands with like a fucking god. No, I'm not gonna do that. So basically, she basically like, she like learns how to use chakra, but she's still in the learning phase. Although masters some certain things, for example, like make her weapons like a little bit more stronger and more resistant, including her spear. She doesn't know how to make the more advanced chakras like Hagoromo and Hamura. Now, as she's about to leave, she again thanked Hagoromo for her training, and then as she was about to leave, Hagoromo say, "Hey, I got an idea. Can you do me a favor?" He said, What is it?" So there's these people coming after me, right? Me and my brother, right? And they're trying to kill us, and we need help. We legit need help. There's too many of them. And then she said, "Sure, why not?" So she basically like somewhat tracked down the people who are trying to harm Hagoromo and Hamura, but she realized that something ain't right. So they found out that it wasn't just like, oh, it's just a certain type of people killing them. It's like a whole group, a cult. Now, this cult is basically like called is the cult of Cosmos, right? Basically, they are like the most dangerous cult of all time. They want pure order, pure organization and all that. And they said there's this higher being who basically rules every everything in the universe and basically multiple universes. Cassandra is like taken aback by this, and she was like, "Yo, Haguro, something ain't right." Like they're basically saying that there are more than one universes, and showing that this world has a cult that can theoretically conquer the whole world and also want to conquer multiple universes. Now, Hagoromo is kind of frightened and say we got to do something, but and then Cassandra said no, we can't because too many of them right now. We're literally they're literally at their strongest right now. We have to like weaken them day by day. Now, however, there's a problem. There's right as they about to leave, they hear hear a guy. Well, Hagoromo senses him, and plus Hagoromo senses them because they're Otsutsuki, and they find out there's this guy who's coming in. Now, this guy is Demos, right? This dude legit killed another cult member because he was looking at him funny. And he was like, "All right, which one of you guys are actually a fake? I know which one. I will find you on and I will legit kill you." So as Demos is checking them, there was like this cube. There was like this thing where they can check if they are the real cult members or not. Where it says, "Oh, wait, I can see your memories and all that." And Demos says, "All right, I'll touch that triangle, and you touch the triangle, and I can read your memories." Now, as the cult members lined up and do all that, checking that Demos was about to like kill. Demos was like checking their memories. Cassandra was up next, and then said, "You come in," and then like basically Cassandra put her hand on the triangle, and then he sees Cassandra's memories, right? And he was kind of confused and taken aback, but he said, "You know what? You can leave. You can leave. You can leave. You're good." Now Cassandra was a little bit confused, and then she basically left. And however, the next cult member came and basically tried to show his memories. Yeah, Demos just killed him with no diff. He just said, "Yeah, yeah, I found you, faker." Yeah, so it's kind of weird. Yeah, it's kind of weird in the Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I kind of just thought of improvise in that. So basically, the whole fiasco happened. Cassandra, Haguramo, Hamura basically escaped. But right as they're about to escape, of course, remember our good friend Epidanor basically tried to assassinate them, like catch them lacking. However, of course, Haguramo and Cassandra were way too much with them, and plus Hamura too. They're way too much for them. Now, they basically, what's it called? They basically like, say, basically I am the, basically they are leaving the premise, and they're saying that, okay, now what do we do? All right, we take out the cult. So basically, Cassandra and her crew plus Hagurama Hamura basically go around the world trying to take care of the cult, right? And basically like stop them and all that. Now, little that we know that Phoebe was killed by the cult, considering the fact that they found out Cassandra was trying to get rid of them. Now, however, here's the thing about it: the cult was not just targeting one thing. They're not just trying to take over the world. They're also trying to kill Cassandra. Reason why is the fact that her bloodline is basically the most powerful bloodline. It could rival the Otsutsuki. Yes, I am saying that she is half Isu, confirmed by her mother. Yes. So she went in and she met her mother, and her mother gave her answers that saying, yeah, your father was basically Isu. So she's basically half blood of Isu. That basically like she's basically half god. However, you can make an argument of that. So basically, what happened was Cassandra find this out. Haguruma was kind of interested of saying, "Yo, what is Isu?" And then they're finding out the basically they're trying to find out what is the Isu, but we get to that very very later. But for now, let's go back that what we're doing is basically take care of Hope. Now, basically somewhere in the halfway point where Cassandra met Demos, right? And then Demos and Cassandra like were fighting each other, and then what happened was right when they're fighting, Demos revealed something that Cassandra didn't know. Cassandra was Demos' sister. So Demos and Cassandra are related. So that's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. So that means that not only we have two Isu alive, but also basically half bloods. What I heard that before. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is they they basically like they say, we basically like they basically take care of the cult now with females. Now Demos is kind of at a phase of like, oh, should I really be joining cult or really learn about my family? Because like I haven't even seen my family. I don't even know who my family was. All I know the cult was my family. Now Cassandra and and also a little bit of Hagoromo's wisdom convinces Demos to turn back. Plus, plus everyone else who like Cassandra, including Leonidas, uh, Cassandra's mom, and also includes his her adopted brother. Basically agreed that yeah we should be all family. Now now basically they got rid of the cult. No difficulty. With difficulty of course, but like yeah they basically got rid of the cult. The cult's gone. But right as they're about to kill the cult, of course we had to get rid of the leader of the cult, the one and only, the cult leader. Now, I'm not gonna say some bullshit because like there's this like one character that we didn't get to see. We didn't get to see that was the leader of the cult. Was that what the side character that she was friends with Cassandra's mom? I'm changing that. There's a reason why. Now, now they needed to kill one more person, right? And it was the cult leader. Now, the cult leader was basically the guy who was the person who was basically the guy who was like basically manipulate everyone to like do his own bidding and all that. Now, as Cassandra and Hagurama were about to kill the leader, there was a big surprise. The leader, they found out that the triangle, right, was glowing, was going triangle, right? And they basically like touched it and they see a future of ninjas, shinobi, isus, and people fighting. Like there's these people calling some the assassins, the senju, the uchiha, the Uzumaki, the Templars, every single person. We see flashbacks of main characters from the Assassin's Creed universe and also the Naruto universe as well, fighting it out into one final battle. And right as they flash back to time, they said, "What is going on now?" Now, and then finally they hear a voice. They basically heard that they said, "Oh, so you finally figured out what that triangle is, Cassandra." And then, right as she was about to fight the leader takes off his mask and revealing it was actually the one and only not Epidonor. Fuck. What was his name? Oh, Marcos. Yeah, my bad. Marcos. Now, Marcos takes off the mask. Cassandra was taken aback with his Marcos. What the hell's going on? I said, Cassandra, I'm sorry, but I was the leader this whole time. And Cassandra got mad concerning the fact that her adopted sister Phoebe died by the hands of the cult, and then right, and then she was basically like she doesn't even know what she thinks, so she's basically back. But this Hagurama was like kind of concerned for Cassandra, was like saying, "Wow, I don't know," like kind of like feeling bad for her, and then right as Cassandra was about to like get fucking pissed off to beat the shit out of like uh Marcos, Haguro places his hand on her and say, calm down, Cassandra, please." And then Cassandra calmed down, and then she said, "You better explain, Marcos. What the hell's going on?" And said, "What you just saw was the future, Cassandra. The truth about this is the fact that no matter how bad you can destroy the cult or anything else, its idea still lives on to the point that no matter how like everything you do and everything was said, it will just live on to another faction or another group or another system. Like no matter you can get rid of it, no matter you can get rid of one the originator, it can still like spread like wildfire." Cassandra was like, "Okay, but why you did all this? Heck, why you even let me alive? It doesn't make any sense." And he was like, "Well, the truth about it is I actually left as the leader. I was the uh I was the original leader of the cult because reason is the fact that I wanted to basically wanted this world to have a perfect order so that no one can die or no one can like be and suffering and all that. But of course I failed because I let in too many powerful people to take over my spot. And I wanted to change the world to basically what it is, a safe and perfect place for all of us. However, I miscalculated and basically everyone wanted to do their own thing. They wanted full power. They wanted absolute power. But in all reality, all they want is like a simple one order for them to be like, I am the king and I am the dictator. And I knew they lost their way. So that's why I left and I wanted to protect you and I tried to protect you. But I realized I couldn't protect you for a very long time. And I'm sorry, Cassandra. So please, you can do what you must. And then Marcos basically said, basically turns around, uh, basically on his knees saying, kill me. My sins are way too much to handle myself. I don't want I don't want anything to happen to this. I failed to protect you guys. I failed to do everything. And I'm sorry. So please end my suffering. Cassandra was kind of saddened by this because Marcos basically took care of her and basically took care of Phoebe too. And but also she sees him as this guy who basically created hell for her family, for her old lifestyle and everything else. Now, as Haguramo said, Cassandra, you know what you can do. So Cassandra basically looks at Marcos's eyes and said, goodbye, father. Kills him. Yeah, he kills Marcos. Marcos smiles while hugging Cassandra. Thank you, daughter. And then he dies. Now they also destroyed the triangle, right? But also Hagoromo and Cassandra took Marcos's body so they can bury it with Phoebe. And of course, we have the scene where it's like, oh, they're basically having a party, the whole family and all that. Now, basically, they had a whole party where it's like, oh, okay, we basically need we're back together, we're family now. However, now there's gonna be a hard part. This is not gonna be. I mean, not hard part. My bad. This is the part where we get to the Naruto part of it. Now, basically, what happened was, uh, right as Cassandra went outside to get some fresh air, Haguro basically follows her and said, "Oh, so so Cassandra? How was your day?" He said, "Oh, it was good." And then they basically have somewhat romantic interest for each other. Yeah, I'm not gonna make a. Yeah, I'm not gonna. This is not really gonna be romance. Really, I'm not gonna put it romance focus. Let's just say they have romantic interest. As they're about to get romantic, of course, Hamura said, "Brother Hagoromo, I need to tell you something. It's mom. She wants us." And then she's like, "Really? What's the what's the problem?" He was like, "Oh, it's very important." Is that? And he was like, "Okay, we need to do this." Now, Cassandra offered them to like take them to their mother's house, and then they said, "Sure, why not?" So they basically set off to the place where Quagga lives, right? And then Quagga, and then right as they're about to leave, about to go their separate ways, because Cassandra basically dropped them off. Haguramo said, "Thank you, Cassandra, but uh, this is probably our last time meeting each other, right?" And she's like, "Okay, well, have a great day." As they're about to leave, Cassandra and Haguro kind of feel empty without each other. They've been together since like what, few years by now, to get rid of the cold and all that. Hamura basically notices this, is that Haguro, what's the problem? It's like, oh, nothing. Let's just go with mom, right? So, of course, we get the what's it called? That scene where it's like Quag gets it. All right, give me your chakra, or I'll break your knees. And then Haguro's like, no, you can't do this, because like right along the way, he kind of found out that Quagga was trying to use people again to reuse the infinite Tsukuyomi to just change the world after hearing another sword breaking out. And he was like, no, we're not going to do that, all right? And then he's like, all right. As like Claudio was about to kill Hagoromo, basically Cassandra teleported in front of Claudia and basically kicks her in the face. Yeah, basically that happened. And Quagia was like, "Who the hell are you?" I said, "I'm Cassandra, the Eagle Bearer, and I'm here to protect Hagoromo." And she basically got Ikaros and all that to use Eagle Vision to fight her. Now, Eagle Vision is like the Byakugan, but not all the way. All right, I'm gonna say that. Now, now, now we got. So here's a battle. All right, we got Quagia versus Hamura and Hagoromo, right? And Cassandra basically upgraded her weapons to the point that upgraded her weapons, fully upgraded, my bad. And also fully up not fully upgraded. Uh fully great. It was fully basically trained in the art of chakra, right? So Cassandra and Hagoromo start Cassandra, Hagoromo, Hamura decided to fight Quagia, Quagia fight back. Now, the fight's gonna be relatively the same. Like, there's nothing really gonna change. It's just gonna take a little longer. Just Cassandra's just hopping in using some of the Federation flying region until Hagoromo, Cassandra, and everyone else created a plan to like seal Quagia away, and then she basically said, "Oh." She would say, "Okay, we gotta do this. We gotta seal her away." So they used the sun and moon sealing. I think that's it. I could be wrong. So they basically like used that move on Quagia, and Quagia was like, "No, no, I can't do it." She got sealed. Of course, I mean, and then she basically planted Zetsu, and then Zetsu is going to do the whole thing, right? Again, nothing really changes, and of course we're gonna get this one scene where it's like, okay, so Hamura is going to live at the moon. He's like, "Yo, I have to like basically keep on guard of Quaggy and all that." And he was like, "Oh, okay." Hagurum was like, "Yeah, I understand, brother. I'll see you later." I said, "I don't know where we're gonna meet, but hopefully we meet in our next life." I said, "Okay, thank you." So Hamura basically leaves. That leaves, of course, Hagurum as the Jin Turkey of the Ten Tails, and basically the Sage of the Six Paths, right? Of course, we got Cassandra, right? And she was like, "So, what are you going to be doing the next years? I'll be traveling the world, basically teaching people how to use chakra and everything." And then she'd be like, "Oh, okay. I guess this is our final days, final moments, right?" And then right as they about to leave, they actually called for each other. Cassandra, they basically Hagoromo and Cassandra called for each other. Their names. It was like, it was kind of awkward. And then they was like, "You like stay with me for like ever." So basically, they got married and basically have children. Now, those children are, of course, Ashura and Indra. Now, they're of course they're now half Otsutsuki human. Wait, no, yeah, half Otsutsuki. No, Otsutsuki human and Isu, right? So they're basically gods. Now, of course, they're living their best lives until they got in a rural awakening by the one and only Code of Ancients. Now, who are the Code of Ancients? Well, I'm going to say this: they're Templars, all right. I'm just going to spoil this right here. They're basically Templars, but pre-made. Like there's no debate about it. So, of course, they are Templars. Yay! Of course. Now, they hurt. No. The Templars basically they have the same ideals as the Order Ancient. However, they want to get rid of one person. One person only is, of course, Cassandra, right? And Hagoromo basically like said, "Oh, okay, great. Now we gotta get rid of those guys, right?" Now they, of course, they're fighting, right? And they basically said, "Okay, now what do we do?" They're basically like fighting the Order of the Ancients, right? And then the Order of the Ancients are fighting against Cassandra and Hagoromo. But of course, right as they were about to as they're about to like basically kill halfway of the Horde of the Ancients, they found a person, an assassin called the one and only Darius, right? So Darius basically is also having beef with like the Order of Ancients because they did something from the past, basically try to beat him up in the past, even though he didn't do anything. Now, what you may not what I'm about to change here is right as they're talking about it, Darius said something to Hagoromo saying that, "Oh, Hagoromo, yeah, you know Quaggy, right? Yeah, I'm your dad. Basically, you're my son." And then Hagoromo was kind of taken back by this, considering the fact that he never knew his father, right? And then Cassandra kind of had that same feeling with like Marcos, and then she said, "Is it right? Is it right? Yeah, I know how it feels now." And then we kind of have this conflict where it's like we got the Order of Ancients plus drama with Hagoromo and Darius, right? So they're about a. So of course they got rid of the Order of the Ancients. Now, however, there's a problem though with the Order of the Ancients, right? So what Darius didn't tell them was the fact that his old friend basically ruled the Order of the Ancients. Yeah. He was the one who was basically he was the one who what's it called, created the Order of the Ancients just to like mess up with Cassandra, and plus might as well kill off the one and only one and only Darius, right? I believe his name was Burbanas. Yeah, their names is weird. It's not my fault. It's Assassin's Creed. It is Assassin, but I can't. I'm sorry. Burbanas is basically the guy who is friends with Darius, and Darius basically had beef with each because they had beef with each other because Butterbeatus wanted to protect the king, while Darius wanted to kill the king because the king was like basically the son of another king where he killed who was very corrupt, and Butterbeatus didn't want to have that same. I mean, not Butterbeatus. The Darius didn't want to have that same beef that happened to the son and all that, so he just wanted to get rid of it so they won't risk anything. Now, of course, you got, of course, the leader dies by Darius's hands, plus Cassandra's and Hagoromo's with no diff whatsoever. And right as he about to die, he said, "Look, Cassandra, you know, we won't just be targeting you, huh? We'll be targeting your family. You know that, right? We want is to kill off your bloodline. Every single thing you did, the Isu, what they did was wrong, and also what what the Otsutsuki did was even worse too. So we'll kill both of them. You're the worst between both worlds, and we'll kill them all one way or another." And she was like thinking to herself, like, you know what? He got a point. So basically, after they left, Cassandra kind of made a heartbreaking announcement to Hagoromo and says, "Look, Hagoromo, they're always gonna hunt me down, right? Until the very end. Well, although they're not gonna hunt you down because you're basically like under a new pseudonym and no one knows your real name, right? So I want you to leave and take our children somewhere else, somewhere far away, to the point that they won't hurt you guys no more, because I care for y'all." And then Harumo reluctantly agrees and say, "All right, fine, we'll leave." And Darius Darius says, "Are you sure you want? Are you sure you want to leave? Are you sure you want your husband and kids to leave?" Basically, Ashura Indra. And she said yes. And then while she's about to leave, Darius said, Darius Hucker said, "What will we tell our children if they ask for you?" He said, "Tell her that her mother loves them so much." Now, of course, Hagoromo basically gives Kasana their last kiss together, and basically they're gone, they're leaving. Cassandra watches as they are about to leave, and then she smiles. Now, of course, we get a montage of her with a whole speech, kind of like an Odyssey, right? But this time it's actually Ashra, Indra, basically talking to each other, basically like not talking, basically growing up, right? Of course, Darius dies because he's an old man. You know, he's old, and Hagoromo basically teach them chakra and also some of the assassin ways from Darius, and of course Cassandra, because they both taught each other how to fight, and then basically later on they start growing up until probably teenage years, and that's and I'm going to show you the clip right now.
You'll fight, and you'll fall. There will be times when you'll think you can't rise again. You'll want to stay down. But you will get up, Elpidius. Because you're strong. Because our bloodline is strong. And because we always get up. You'll ask why. And while you'll never know me, know this. You are my son, and I'll always fight for you. You, and those that will come after.
Of course, we see Ashra Indra like at the top of a mountain and basically seeing the sunset, right? And then hearing their name called out, and then Ashra said, "Looks like Father's looking for us, Indra." And he said, Indra's like, "Huh, okay, let's get down." And then after that, that hidden a leap of fate, and yeah, that's the end of part one of the Assassin's Creed universe collided with Naruto. Now, of course, you guys are going to be like, yo, Taco, wait. Of course, you guys are not going to ask me to say, yo, Taco, where was the video for the last, 5 months since I posted? Well, I've been doing a lot of stuff. Probably I'll post another video after this. I don't know. No promises, though. Because, like, last time I promised, yeah, it took me, 4 months. Yeah, I'm a little bit slower than a whole entire fucking snail. So, yeah. That's part one. If you want to see a part two of what if Naruto collided with the Assassin's Creed universe, then hit that like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and please comment down below. Said I want another part two, please. Now I'll make a part two if I hit, I don't know, basically let's just make it 2 likes, all right? 2 likes, and then we're making another part 2, right? Because it's part 2, yeah. Now, of course, hopefully you enjoy this video, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace, adios. El Taco's out of here.
He not beating Goku. He not beating Goku. He not beat. Nobody could beat Goku. Who you know beating Goku?